budgets. So when you get bigger budgets, you'll be used to handling lots of money. All right. We know what the benefits are. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a budget, you spend as much as you can, isn't it? If you know exactly what the budget is, that also helps to control. You have to control what it is that you are able to do. It also makes sure that your people are disciplined. All right, they don't just become they don't become profligate. They know exactly what it is that you guys, what you've got and what it is that you can achieve. However, the process in itself might not be very, very clear-cut. And the different tools that you've got will make it difficult to compare. So, for example, comparing the effectiveness of advertising with that of PR, or comparing the effectiveness of sponsorship with personal selling. All right, they are different. So when you want to compare like for like, it's a bit difficult. And then the budget that you have does not fit with the standard accounting practices. Because if you're spending money on branding, if you're spending money, for example, with the objective that you want to raise awareness over a long time, you want to position your brand in a particular way, this takes time. All right, it takes time. It might take 3-4 years before your brand becomes entrenched. But your accounting people, they work in 12 months. All right, they work in 12 months. So when you spend the money now, they expect to see results now. All right, but you can't show the kind of results they need to see now, and then it looks like you have blown the money. All right, but you've blown the money. Freaking accountants. All right. And then we've got different methods. Percentage of sales that we might have, and how much money, what percentage of how much we achieve in sales should go into it. I call it the jacuzzi method, affordability. You can compare with competition, and then of course there's the objective and task method. All right? There are many, many more and variations of some of these. There are variations as well. But we'll focus on this 4 for now. With the percentage of sales, the thing about it is, it's really easy. All right? Your sales is how much? 10 million pounds. All right? You spend 5% of it on marketing communication. Pretty straightforward. How much is that? How much is that? £500,000. That's it. That's it. Very straightforward. No big deal. Now, if you always spend 5%, all right, and next year you're going to spend 5%, you see why it becomes what? It becomes easy to justify and defend. Right? Now, if a brand does £50 million, all right, 5% of that gives you what? £2.5 million. So there's a tendency that it will help even stronger brands. But there are downsides, of course. The downsides. For brands like Coca-Cola, all right, Coke Classic, if you use percentage of sales, then you might overspend on it. All right? Whereas weaker brands actually need more support. All right? And you might end up underspending on those. And there's also this vision that your advertising budget should not be the result of sales. Not a result of sales. When you say percentage of sales, that means that you only spend as much on marketing comms as you will sell. And it should not really be that way. Not that way. And doesn't consider sales growth and will probably limit the sales performance. So if it is percentage of sales, all right, this is historic, isn't it? What if you want to do more next year, but you're basing it on last year? All right, so perhaps not the best, but it is still one of the most widely used methods because it is simple. Really, really, really easy. One of the most widely used methods, really, really simple. And then this one, affordability, whatever it is that you can afford. All right? And the boss, we need £100,000 for our marketing this year. Oh, sorry, Mike, I can only give you 50,000, and that's it. That's it. You don't argue, that's what they got. All right? It may be too small, fair point, but because it is only focused on what you can afford, therefore, based on your internal constraints, you could argue that it is not focused on any strategic market or brand issues, probably. It doesn't consider what the problem is in order for you to spend to resolve it. But it's practical as well, isn't it? This is what I got to spend, this is what I can afford, and that's it. It's practical. But then there's an argument that considers it to be pure cost. That could be a problem. Now, I love competition. So any method that looks at competition makes sense to me. Competitive parity. All right? This is what they are spending. This is what I'm going to spend. Big deal? All right? They spend 10 million. I spend 10 million. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? They spend 10 million. They spend 10 million. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with it? What is wrong with it? What is wrong with it?
That company might have different resources than our company.
They probably do. They probably do have different resources. Yes.
They might have different priorities.
They might have different priorities. They might have different objectives as well. All right. However, it is easy to use. All right. If they spend 10M, you also do what? You also spend 10M. Not difficult. All right. Nothing scares board members more than anybody who can make them not earn more money. All right. So competition takes away money, right? It takes away money. So if you make an argument based on competition, it is probably easier to defend, of course, based on some of the constraints that you have also mentioned. It is good because unlike the other methods which are focused internally, this is focused externally. All right, so it is great. And of course, you don't spend more than you necessarily need to spend if you're just matching who they are. And then there's this SOV-SOM relationship, share of voice and share of market relationship. Now there's a relationship between how much you spend and how much market share you can gain. And it's quite compelling. If the person who spends the most has the highest market share, it makes sense for somebody to want to match what is spent so they can also do what? Also increase their market share. Are we good? All right. YouTube does only 10 minutes, so you need to stop and start again.
All right.